Hello and welcome to another edition of the Mighty Movie Pod. I'm Ryan.
I'm Josh.
We are here on episode 46 to talk about Mission Impossible
Mission Impossible Fallout.
Fallout.
Boo doo doo doo. That's not the right one. Boo doo doo doo.
The sixth movie in the, you're right, that is the wrong music.
That's the wrong one.
And now that you have that in my head, I
know.
can't think of the right movie, the right music.
Do 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 do
Do, 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 do. Tom Cruise. Sorry. I ruined it. Yeah, the sixth movie in the Mission Impossible franchise, but I would say this is only the fourth in the rebooted, but it keeps continuity, which is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It keeps a lot of the only thing that kind of carries over from the original movies is Ving Rhames. Everything else is kind of like based on JJ
The third one.
J.J. Abrams is his third movie.
The third movie. Yeah, I figured. On top of that, it is somewhat of a direct sequel to the last one.
Yeah.
The last one came out, 3 years ago?
No.
Dude, it feels like forever.
No.
At least
I'm saying
2.
2 years.
Um,
Yeah.
So I don't think it's detrimental because I had forgotten a lot. Obviously, there's lots of twists and turns and what have you, but you will need to know some characters from the last one.
You were right.
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah, shit, man. It felt like
Jesus.
forever while I was watching it. I was like, shit.
Was it really 3 years ago?
Dude.
Jesus, it feels like it just came out.
Felt like forever for me, but just because as I was watching it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
because
I
it's
sorta remember
it's
that.
got the same villain from the second one.
For the
from
mo-
the second one from Rogue Nation.
Yeah, for the most part. That's just a little thing throw in there at the top. But Josh, what did you think of Mission Impossible Fallout?
I enjoyed it, man. I think this one was the one I've liked the most since Ghost Protocol, and honestly, it's the best looking one since the first one.
Okay. It looks amazing.
Yes.
It was amazing. And it's my favorite one.
Really?
But that being said, I haven't seen one or
You
two.
haven't seen 1, 2, or 3.
Or 3.
Yeah.
And I saw Ghost Protocol kind of in chunks. I don't think I ever sat down and watched it all the way through.
One is much slower paced and more trying to be a little bit more of a real espionage film. A lot of talking. And then 2 is just straight up schlock action. It's really bad. And then the third one is a J.J. Abrams movie.
Yeah. From the ones that I've seen, basically being from Ghost Protocol, the last one.
I think I've talked about that before.
Yeah. I think this one did the best job. It's a little long, but it did the best job of bridging that really visceral action chase scene and actual espionage.
I was going to say this one takes like the best parts of the Bourne movies and the worst parts of Skyfall and puts them together and makes probably the Mission Impossible series Skyfall, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I say the worst parts of Skyfall are still great.
Still leagues above
Yeah.
some of the worst of the other Bond movies. But
yes.
and Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible, yeah.
Yeah, man, I like absolutely loved it. I think it's like one of my favorite movies ever.
Really?
I was
Really?
in love.
That's funny, dude. I'm not going to say that I was over the moon for it. I really did enjoy it. It's, like I said, it's the one I've enjoyed the most since 1 and Ghost Protocol.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in love with it. There was a lot of I don't want to say problems because they're not problems. It was just kind of like a little bit like eye rolly in a lot of places.
They went,
like, eh.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But like honestly, I think they could have trimmed down the movie by at least 30 minutes.
A little bit here and there for sure. They went back to the well a couple times.
Yes.
With Mission Impossible tropes, I guess you would say.
And I was going to credit it for that because he's legit the whole time.
Yeah.
This one does not delve into the, oh no, they've been disavowed and I have to save all of Mission Impossible again.
They didn't do that.
They didn't do that, which is like the bread and butter of the Mission Impossible.
But they did do. I was wrong about you, and now I love you, Ethan Hunt. And they did that again at the very, very, very end.
At the very end. Yeah.
That was it. But
well, like, and that's one thing. That's the one of the problems I had with the movie. One of the issues I had with the movie, where it's like, I don't know if it's because like I every time someone like praises a character that's Tom Cruise, it always seems a little gratuitous, and I'm like, Jesus, Tom, you know, like is your ego really that big? You know, like we even have to talk about your characters like there's some kind of messiah.
Yeah, I mean, they, he was straight up the whole time, and they set the wheels in motion almost immediately when it came to Henry Cavill, which I think is probably the main talking point of this movie.
Well, yeah, even in the trailers, like you knew he was going to be button heads with him.
No, but I like that they put the wheels in motion, but the
movie
kept going, and you didn't know where everybody was at.
Mm-hmm.
You just knew
they
that
did a great reveal.
Some people were
shitty.
shitty.
I thought that was a great reveal.
Yeah,
and I really liked Alec Baldwin much better in this one than I did in Rogue Nation. I thought he was fantastic in this movie. Also, my man's dropping some pounds, man. Looking pretty svelte for his age in this one.
Oh yeah,
almost back to old school Alec Baldwin.
Definitely.
I really liked him in this movie. I liked him a lot. It's odd. Simon Pegg really got on my nerves in this movie.
Oh, really?
I did not care for him in this film. And I love Simon Pegg, and I've always loved Benji. Benji's been great the whole time, and this time around, I was just like, oh my God, shut up. I loved Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill. This is like one of the first times I've ever been like wowed by Henry Cavill, and I really enjoyed him in this movie. He was dope.
You've told me to see other stuff that he's been in, but obviously I'm pretty much
he's kind of doing a bit of what he did with Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, which that's what I'm talking about. I didn't see any of those, so I mostly just know him from Superman. So this is the first one where I even seen him doing something else. And yeah, you're right. It was an amazing performance.
He was awesome in the movie. I thought he was great, dude. He does a great.
It's from the trailer, so I feel like I can say this, but he has one of my favorite character moments in the whole movie where he looks over, he sees something going on, and he goes, all right, fuck this, and just grabs a fucking Gatling gun and starts shooting.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm fucking
M60,
over it.
Dude. He grabs that M60, leans out the helicopter, and just starts blasting. That was so great, dude. No, he is like they say in the movie, they prefer to use IMF uses a scalpel. She likes a hammer more. And Henry Cavill is a hammer through the whole movie. Like the fight scene in the bathroom, which is one of my favorite fight scenes filmed in God the lab since Skyfall.
Yeah.
The fight scene in the hotel.
In the hotel, yeah.
And even in Casino Royale, the fight in the bathroom in that one. Fight scenes from Bourne and Winter Soldier and stuff where you get these nice pulled back shots where you can see everything going on. I loved that fight scene. And when you see like Hunt's like trying to move around and do all these kind of crazy, you know, like throw the guy and all this stuff, and fucking Cavill just comes in fists swinging, like he's just wrecking walls and stuff. He's just an unstoppable juggernaut in that. And I love that fight scene because that guy kicked the shit out of them.
Yeah,
like they were losing that fight the whole time.
That guy was a ninja.
Yeah, that guy was. But yeah, dude, I loved that fight scene because you get really cool like sweeping shots as they're moving around and everything, and you get to see the fight choreography.
Yeah,
and I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it was very well shot. There was no quick cuts. There was no.
There was a couple quick cuts.
Yeah, but I mean,
they were called for.
It's not the typical cut.
Yeah,
cut,
you're not in the middle of it
you
like the Bourne style, which works for Bourne movies only.
Yeah.
The shaky cam, getting up close and everything. You
Yeah,
don't get a lot of
they'll
that.
give you
just-
a bit of uncut, letting it breathe, showing off the fight choreography. They did.
Well,
a good
dude,
job of
that that one shot where fucking I think Hunt tries to chuck him, and the guy flips him over through the fucking bathroom sink. I think
Yeah.
is what it was, the bathroom sink or the mirror.
mirror.
I just went, oh, because it looked like it hurt so bad. Like it was just, it's a brutal fight. It's a real fight, and I thought between like dudes that know what they're doing, and it was so cool. I loved that fight scene so much.
Really good. It kicked it off.
I was really looking forward, and plus, like, that's my favorite shot of Cavill in the movie, dude. When he just he comes up and he just fucking does that little like shrug thing, and then with his fists, and he's just like old timey boxing him.
They toned it down from the trailer. I think in the trailer they added sound effects and they made it kind of seem like he was popping his arm, like his shirt off. Like through sound effects, and in this it was more of just, it was a quicker cut than even in the trailer was, where he just did that.
He just gets up, kind of shrugs up, and he's just coming at him, fucking doing the little 1-2.
Yeah,
you know?
they definitely played around with that sequence in the trailer, which they did with another sequence in the movie.
And what they do with Hunt, I enjoy, because like in a fight like that, he was losing long before Cavill showed up to help him out. Like, he was getting his ass kicked. He was not going to win that fight at all. Then you found out how tough that guy was because he was beating the crap out of both of them.
Yeah.
But like, you get these moments with Hunt where he's showing his age. He's slowing down. He can't do a lot of these big stunts. But then when he does pull off these incredible stunts, it makes them even more incredible instead of just like masturbatory, you know?
Yeah.
It's just Tom Cruise masturbatory. It's just it's so real. Like he gets winded at one point and he looks up and the guy's still standing there and he's like, ugh, you know?
Yeah, that's good. And like, and at the same time, like, I know it's easy to be like, oh, fucking Tom always trying to do his own stunts and act like a badass. But dude, it makes for some amazing sequences when he's just like, I'm gonna get on a motorcycle with no helmet and then just fucking rip it.
Well, I was gonna ask you this question, dude. I know he's on that bike. But did it look like they digitally cleaned up his face so that you could definitely tell that it was him on that bike?
There's a possibility.
Because there's one shot in the helicopter chase where it's very clear that they've digitally inserted his face onto that thing.
Yeah, I'm sure there's stunts, there's parts that
and
are
I'm
CGI
not talking shit. I just think it's funny because it's
No.
Tom does his own stunts, and then it seems like in a couple scenes they go out of their way to make sure you know Tom did
It might not be that, but those could be composite shots because they're not going to do the whole thing practical.
no,
That's not practical.
Yes.
But definitely there's also a little bit of the very cinematic look because I don't know this for sure, so don't quote me on this, but it looks, because there's some lens flares and stuff, it looks like it's shot on anamorphic and like, you know, and it's graded to a certain extent. It's got a color grade on
that
it.
lens flare they do when he wakes up from the nightmare where it's the red bars above him, that was beautiful. I thought that was amazing.
That's the thing with this movie. There's way more for me to gush about on top of like the story and the bridging, the true espionage and the ridiculous action.
Exactly. It's so good. The car chase is phenomenal.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
The whole from word go, dude. When they pull their move, you know, they pull the old switcheroo on the bad guys. From that point on, it is just bonkers, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Everything with the truck, and then he gets the motorcycle and the chase from there. It's just, and then he's running over buildings and it is super duper good. It reminded me a lot, again, like, and I don't mean to keep comparing it to, but it's like I said, it took all the good parts of other things and made them into one great thing.
Oh yeah.
It was like the first car chase from the first Bourne movie when he's driving that Mini all over the place. It was just insane. It was so cool.
Absolutely.
And like when I'm talking about, like, you know, like it seems like they go out of their way sometimes to show that it's Tom doing it. I'm not complaining. I just thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, definitely.
But because like it's so good. Like the big sweeping shot when he comes down the road and puts his leg down real quick to take the turn, and then you get the quick zoom in Drone? Was that a drone?
They basically have like big gimbals or steady cams or whatever you want to
Okay.
call them, like on a crane on a vehicle.
Okay.
And it's probably either operated or they have a remote sequence and they do it a few times and they have the camera move exactly how it needs to go and all that stuff. And there's tons of that. There's good vehicle steady cam. There's great underwater work in that fucking car.
Yeah.
Or in the big truck or whatever the fuck it was. And
Oh, dude, that scene is amazing. Everything with Max inside the truck when they're flooding it, and as the truck's moving on the exterior, you get the interior shots of what's going on inside. That one where the water's coming towards him and he's just leaning back, going, taking as much air in as he can. That scene was so intense. It was so good. Oh, and speaking of doing tension well, when he walks into the lady's house. And it's just that
tons
room
of people,
full of
yeah.
dudes with just
Weapons
cases
and
of
shit.
guns everywhere, and they're all arming up. And it's so quick, but it is so intense, dude, because he's not supposed to be there.
no,
And it's so intense because they all just stop and keep loading guns, and they're all just giving him the dirt look, And I was just like,
And they did do the classic like haha we're 2 steps ahead, and they actually borrowed a bit from the last one with the whole mask tech and all that. But
yeah.
the reason I liked the beginning so well, basically the whole fucking beginning, up until like all the way through that chase, basically, is because it was a lot of we don't actually know what's going on and just going with the flow and winging it and
Yeah.
like getting like
The
playing
audience
the part
has
and,
no
like,
idea what's happening.
good espionage and like good just going with the flow. And it's not until they do the switcheroo on the plan with the truck that like you ever get a sense that this was like pre-planned, that are not talking it out like they do a lot of times, like planning.
No, you
or-
go from their plan to enacting the Hunt's plan.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh. And
And-
I thought that was great because the audience has no idea that they're going to pull that switch.
Yeah, and in the club, they just don't. They have like a simple plan, and
Yes.
then they just have to fucking wing it.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Oh, yeah. No, you're
'Cause it
along
goes
for
to
the
shit
ride. That
immediately.
was so great because you're along for the ride the whole time.
yeah. So that built good
It was
tension.
so good. Yeah.
a lot of good sequences. And back to the cinematography that I want to talk about for a minute. Just stupid shit. Good like swipes and fades. They had this one with her hair where it swipes into another shot that I really liked. There's also another one, and this is going to be nerding out. And I don't know how they did this. I don't know if you can fucking fuck with the. They shoot it in RAW, so I know that you can fuck with this shit like after the fact. Or if it was 2 shots spliced together, or if you do it in camera. I don't know how this works, but she's what's her name, Elsa.
Yeah, Elsa. Yeah.
Yeah, she's following him, and they're at the trees, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they're going into the trees, and you can see that it's very
Yes.
underexposed in the
Yeah.
trees. But as they pass that line, like they change the exposure, and you're
Uh-huh.
like, it's like how your eyes would adjust to it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, my
Yeah,
brain
yeah. 'Cause
exploded with how they did that
You
shot.
adjust from the sunlight to the darkness of that little thicket, and it was so cool.
They did it very well, and then the
It
outside
was-
was blown out
Yeah,
again. So
exactly.
it's like I know you can do that, but like if it was high dynamic range,
Mm-hmm.
everything would be in perfect exposure. But the fact that you had it dark, you had it crushed, and then you had stuff that was all like I just said the word and now I forgot it. Anyway, overexposed and
Yeah.
stuff. I'm sure that's something with the way that they shoot. They can just change that in post as necessary. But it just blew my mind. I wanted to know how they did it.
It was
immediately.
very beautiful. It was a very beautiful sequence. That whole following bit is awesome.
Yeah,
I
it's
loved
good.
that part. And speaking of Elsa, I liked her a lot more in this movie than I did in Rogue Nation. I thought they did a lot more interesting stuff with her. I thought
Yeah.
she was really, really cool.
Because there was like clear desperation and there was conflict, and in the other one it was kind of just she was kind of a little bitchy.
Well, because
And she had her own thing going on, and she
Yeah.
didn't.
they pulled the switcheroo on me too because I had like multiple guesses about what she was doing there.
Yeah,
And when it was finally revealed, I did not know what was going. I was like, "Oh, what? Well, okay, well that adds up.
yeah.
That makes
I
sense."
I had almost forgot the whole like they had trapped her into
Yeah.
just constant. She was gonna never get out, or they were gonna say that she was rogue.
she was always going to be
Yeah,
screwed.
because that guy
Oh,
sucked.
well, I was always just like, why doesn't IMF just take her? You know,
Yeah.
and it was just, but then she has that bad record.
then there's
so I assume
yeah,
that
but then there's conflict between intelligence agencies and all that bullshit.
yeah.
So, dude, yeah, I loved it.
It's so funny. As I'm sitting here talking about it, I'm remembering all the cool bits, and it's like my problems with it are very small,
Yeah.
but I had enough of them that I can't say I loved it.
There were those things, but in my mind, I'm like, yeah, it's a Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yep, that they're going back to the well.
And no. So you're right, dude. It's just it was a little schmaltzy in some places where I was just like, ugh. Like some of the jokes, I felt like they could have toned back a little bit on. But God, just overall, man, it was a thrill ride, dude.
It was
so good.
It was good.
Yeah, man, it's so funny, dude. I was kind of like, I miss Jeremy Renner, but they didn't do anything with him in Rogue Nation.
No.
The only time he ever did anything was in Ghost Protocol. He was cool in that movie, and I was kind of hoping to see him return.
Yeah,
But they've kind of like gone away from that team entirely.
Yeah.
And I like the new team that it seems like this time around, it seems like they've developed a new team. Like
Yeah.
it's going to be him, Luther, Benji, and Ilsa.
I just wonder how much longer they can do this before it starts feeling like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like I know he's not that old,
Yeah.
but also I guess they can play with that a bit, him showing his age, and do that if they do that well.
They did it well in this movie.
Yeah, it was subtle, but at a certain point, you really got to acknowledge it when he when he looks, because he's starting, dude. He's starting.
He's getting gray in that beard.
There's a couple shots where he's starting to have that little bit of a jowl thing going on, and I'm like,
Well, dude, I think the best part for me that was showing him having to, instead of just having to think about things was when Benji's giving him directions.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why are you standing there?" And he's like, "'Cause I have to jump out a window."
Jumping out a window. Just thinking about it.
He's like, I don't want to do this. I do not want to do this. Or then the parachute scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That part was hysterical when the landing part, because he was like, "Oh no."
Yeah, oh no, and pulls it. That was good too.
That scene was intense.
Because you had Henry Cavill, and you're like, yeah, he doesn't seem, he's being a little bit of a dick, but he's just talking. They're just talking the mission out, and then he's just like, "Fuck you, bro," and like jumps out. Like
Captain America's in,
yeah. And I'm like, okay, what a dick.
Yeah, this guy's a piece of shit, dude. He's just, I was like, so he's just gonna be dead weight the whole time.
That's what I thought. And then they mess with his dynamic
they play
throughout.
with him very well, dude, because he's like he's a pain in the ass at first, and then he's like begrudging respect, and it's like he's starting to come into his own, and then by the end of the movie it's something totally different.
Yes. Spoilers from here on out. We've been pretty vague to this point, so spoilers. But they set it up almost immediately. He gives what's her name the
fake phone,
and you see that it's not cracked, and you're like,
it was funny when he did that. I went,
guy.
oh no! But then, like, to what end?
To what end? You don't know, especially because in the next scene, they're just going on business as usual, and they're kind of having some banter. And wait, you're the one who caught him. How long do you think he's gonna keep that to himself? And like thinking the plan through, and
he's just
through the chase. They're good, and everything's like cool, and you're like, okay, where is this going? Yeah. And so it was just he wasn't very one-dimensional. You're like, oh, he's gonna be dead weight. Oh, he's gonna fuck everything up. Then you're like, wait, he's doing well, but he did that phone thing. So what's the deal here?
And then it's like, and there's a point where like you don't know who's being the bigger piece of shit, him or Ilsa.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and you don't know
one
what her
of
deal
them.
is,
yeah, and you don't know what Max Lang shit.
Anyway,
the German guy, the guy that caught in Rogue Nation.
Yeah,
you don't know what, you know, he has a plan. It's obvious he's fucking with everybody.
He's part of it. It's not a coincidence that's like he's part of some trade, and it's like, oh yeah, sure he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's good, but like I said, until
Solomon Lane. I keep calling him Max. I don't know why.
Until it starts becoming more obvious and is eventually revealed and all that. At the time, I thought like maybe he was just like, fuck this, I'm gonna be the new badass, and I want to get rid of this guy.
Yeah, I thought he was one of the apostles at one point, but I didn't know that he was the apostle.
The apostle, yeah.
Yeah, and that was I was just like, oh shit, like I knew you sucked. I didn't know you sucked this much. And he is a great henchman.
Mhm.
He's the second banana that I feel like a lot of these big espionage or even comic book movies, they're missing that great a second banana top
Yeah.
henchman. Like he is
Muscle. Yeah.
entirely reliable. He is professional. He does everything great. Like he barely loses in this movie, and that's a great henchman. And I
Like I
thought
said, he's
that
muscle,
was
but he's not
awesome.
just the muscle.
Exactly.
Like he's building these plans. He's on top of it. He's one
He
step
really
ahead.
is the strategist that is second to this guy, and
Yeah,
it's he does everything that guy tells him, even though he doesn't want to, and he thinks he has a better plan, and sometimes his plan is better than Lane's plan.
Yeah.
I
Well, like, and he called Lane out that it was a revenge plot.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and then what I liked the most, well, no, because that wasn't Lane. But he's 100% right the whole time. It made me think of Die Hard with a Vengeance, where fucking Corvo, I can't remember, but
Corvo.
Jeremy Irons is second. He's just like, stop fucking with him, like just kill him,
Yeah.
the whole time. And Walker was kind of that same guy going like, stop playing this game. You're
Yeah.
playing with fire now, and it's not working anymore.
Yeah.
It was so, and then like the look on his face when he comes around the corner after they've caught him and everything, and Lane's still standing there looking at him. He's got this look on his face like, I fucking told you, and look what happened,
Mhm.
And then like he had the plan. He was just like, no, I was already ready for this. Like he knew he was gonna get caught at some point because Lane's
Yeah.
so fucking focused on this shit. He was so great. Like Walker is a great villain. I really enjoyed him, dude. Here we go. I have problems with it.
Yeah.
Fucking
That's the thing. There's no such thing as a perfect movie.
yeah.
And it's fully within your right to like other ones more than this.
Yeah.
It's just my personal opinion that
Yeah.
I think that this one is magnifique.
Dude, it was great, dude. I really, really enjoy it. It's so funny because I think we talked about it when we talked about Rogue Nation,
Mhm.
where I was just like, I always say I'm getting, like they're starting to run out. They're just doing the same thing,
Yeah.
And then they drop this movie where they don't really do the same thing until the very end of the movie, and it's only the briefest of moments where it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's always pleasant to see a new Mission Impossible come out, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I love these movies. It's, we're 6 movies in at this point, and aside from the second one, have not hated any of them.
Yeah. And getting new filmmakers.
And since Protocol, it's been kind of an upward. There was a little bit of a dip for me with Rogue. I didn't like Rogue Nation too much, but man, it's just been like that. Just kind of plateaued for a bit, and then it went up again. It's
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Getting new
who
film.
directed this one?
Chris McQuarrie.
Chris McQuarrie.
Yeah.
What do I know him from?
Shit. Go ahead and look it up. But well, that's the thing. Getting new filmmakers to do this
Mm-hmm.
is a good thing because it's like, there's not a lot of franchises out there that aren't controlled by like mega corporations that fucking that like filmmakers are like dying to get that. You've got like James Bond, you've got this, you've got like a few others, and you're getting people that are like taking it very seriously. They really want to like do good, and it's like a dream project for them.
You can see where the money went, and it pays off in every sequence.
This is a very expensive movie.
A very expensive movie. They had real helicopters.
Yeah, oh yeah. And to the point where like strapping like an 8K camera on a helicopter, even on a gimbal, it's just a little too much. It was a little jittery in one of the shots, and I was just like, damn, all of our technology still doesn't matter when you're really on a helicopter flying through the air.
Well, Jesus, he's only directed 4 movies.
Okay.
One was Rogue Nation. This is a much better example of his
I did
work.
not know that he did Rogue Nation.
He did Jack Reacher, which had some amazing fight scenes in it. And he did The Way of the Gun, which is not a great movie, but some very cool action in it. So this guy knows what he's doing when it comes to action.
So I did not know that they kept the director. I guess that makes sense since it's very sequel-y.
Yeah.
But
He was a writer on Edge of Tomorrow as well,
nice.
and
So
The Mummy.
guy works with Tom a lot.
Yeah, dude. Apparently, he loves working with Tom because it's Jack Reacher, Edge of Tomorrow, Mission Impossible, The Mummy, Fallout, Valkyrie.
Valkyrie, yeah,
Yeah.
also a good movie. But
Usual Suspects. He's a writer. He wrote Usual Suspects.
oh shit,
Jesus.
yeah, I knew that he was involved in some bigger stuff.
But yeah, man, those are impressive credits, man. I like most of those movies.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. Well, he definitely earned his daps with this one from me, man. It's a great film, man.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's the cock of the walk, but it's definitely up there.
well said. I will say it's the cock of the walk. And
I
also,
heard somebody say that the other day, and I hadn't heard it in forever. I was like, God, what a terrible statement.
and also way up there. Yeah, I just loved it. I'm a simple man. You give me some good action.
Give me a helicopter chase.
Well shot. You got some good twists
Beautifully
and turns,
shot.
setups and payoffs.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a payoff for everything,
Yep.
and that is the way the chase ends. The car chase ends. Like I was like, how the fuck is he gonna get out of this?
Yeah.
What is he doing with that fucking knife?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know. Oh shit, yeah, that was amazing.
That blew my mind.
It really, yeah.
That had me go. Like I wanted to clap. in the
Like I said,
theater.
that's just some good hammy, like intentional.
Well,
like,
that's the thing.
going
that's
back to the well.
Exactly.
You know what
That's
I mean?
what's so good about it. It is so pulpy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like it's bad. Like if I was reading this book, I would throw it in the garbage. But in a movie, it's so good, and that's like the book that Die Hard is based off of is awful. Like I tried to read it. The book that
Or like
Drive
watching
is
Drive or
the
reading
book that Drive is
yeah.
based off of is awful, and it's but like the film makes it so good. Like Jack Reacher, I've read some Jack Reacher. I tried to read Bourne books. They're terrible.
Yeah.
And like the movie just makes it so much better, I think, in these situations where the movies are better than the books.
Yeah.
I mean, Mission Impossible's always been a show. I loved the cold opening on this. I thought that was fantastic because they pulled the switcher. I knew they were playing good cop, bad cop the whole time.
Yeah.
But I didn't know till what level.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, I forgot. It's such a long movie, but yeah.
It's a very long movie. Like I said, I feel like they could trim it down. But like I feel like some of it would be lost. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was a good gotcha. And then also like the opening credits was really weird to see a
really
montage of the movie that you're about to see, which is really weird.
Yeah,
But also
like
worked.
so good because they don't reveal.
No, it felt
anything.
like a TV show opening, which I guess is a little bit of a nod. And,
Yeah. It looked a lot like the old TV show opening, like in spirit. Because
Yeah.
if I remember right, they did a lot of cut. I've only seen like a few
I
episodes
was
of
gonna say, I
the
haven't
original
seen
show.
fucking anything. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, fucking amazing to see during the summer, man. Like,
Oh yeah, this is prime summer watching.
when like spring and Christmas are like the new, like, you know, you got to keep moving up fucking when a Marvel movie is going to come out or when this
Exactly.
is coming out. And then you got Star Wars and Harry Potter and all this other, you know, big Disney movies that are all around Christmas time.
It's
and,
so funny because it's like I want to talk about it like it's not a franchise, but it is a franchise. But it's like a lesser. It's like the Planet of the Apes
Yeah.
prequels that go on. It's a lesser franchise that that like gets some good back pats, but does not have the cultural impact.
yeah. And they give it time to breathe. And we
Yes.
talked about it on our Star Trek Beyond episode where it's just like, you're not sick of it.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, there's not one coming out every year or
year.
like an offshoot,
or something. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's what I was trying to say.
Ooh.
That's what I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah.
With the whole like it's like I complain a bit about it, but then I'm always refreshed when it comes out. I'm like, oh, cool, that'll be great. You know, that happens a bit with the comic book movies, but like it's always begrudging. You know, with these and like even more so with and not even more so even with the Star Trek movies as well. I'm like, oh, cool, that's coming out, awesome.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Yeah, cool.
I hope they do another installment of this.
I'm sure they will.
They probably will. I would like to see them do something different. Maybe we get a protege.
Yeah.
You know, like you were saying, because Tom's starting to show his age. He's getting older. It would be interesting to see them develop a new Ethan. You know, maybe it's a lady, maybe it's a dude. I don't care.
Who cares? Yeah.
Yeah, just give me a new super spy.
Yeah.
With a team to do, and that's like since Ghost Protocol. I love that we like for a bit through this movie. I was kind of like, all right, so is it just going to be him and Henry Cavill for the whole movie? Where's the rest of the team?
Yeah.
And then they came in when they needed to be there. And like, I thought that was great. Like in Ghost Protocol, you needed the team the whole time. Rogue Nation, you needed the team the whole time. This time around, like Ethan is very clearly like the front man. So he goes in first and then they show up later with all the support and everything. And then when it becomes time for a team effort, the team is there to support. And I thought that was great because like you're not getting the old school ones where Tom's doing everything by himself, and because that's not Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible is a team function every time.
Yeah.
And I thought this one did it the best because it combined the old ones where Tom's doing his own thing, and then you get the new style with the whole team coming in, and it's like you were saying.
Yep.
I agree with you completely about that. And like I said, it's like the first one and Ghost Protocol melded together.
Had a baby.
Yeah, and made Fallout.
And made Fallout.
It was the fallout of their union.
I like it. That's good.
Yeah.
That'll be the tagline.
I'm proud of that one.
That'll be the box.
That'll
quote.
be the diss. No, man, if you got nothing to do, you know, if you're looking for a good flick to catch, definitely check this one out. I realized like the first thing I said was, if you got nothing to do, you know, maybe give it a look.
Yeah, if you're gonna see a movie.
Yeah, if you're gonna see a movie, like
don't put off heart surgery.
yeah.
Like go to work, but then like afterward.
Like if you're hungry, eat a meal.
Yeah.
You know.
But
I did not eat before I saw this movie, and about halfway through, I was like, "This is a mistake. I'm so hungry."
Huge mistake.
Big mistakey.
Yeah, it's very good. I would go and check it out.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen a Mission Impossible for a while,
or at all,
you
really like it does
They
callbacks to the
reiterate-
previous movies, but you don't need to see them to understand what's going on. They do enough character development and establishment so that you understand this movie can stand on its own.
yeah, and reiterating of,
Yeah.
of people's past and intentions and what have you. I think it.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think it very much helps, and that's why I brought it up at the beginning.
Yeah.
To see Rogue Nation, but
Yeah. Definitely see Rogue Nation and the third one.
yeah,
Like you could probably like if you want to just watch this one, your research material would be the J.J. Abrams Mission Impossible 3 and Rogue Nation because the two of them kind of back this one up.
3. I like. If you want to catch up, you can watch Rogue Nation.
Well,
but 3,
that's
they
where his-
literally go through in a scene telling you the entire
See
plot
the entire
of the
plot
third
of
one.
3. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
So,
All right, fine, Ryan.
all right, I'm just
watch-
no, yeah,
no,
it sounded
Just
biased.
watch the one that
But
Ryan
I'm saying
likes.
don't. But I'm
listen to me.
saying don't be put off like 2 movies or 3 or 4 movies.
Yeah.
Go see it. If you feel like I want to watch another one before I go, you only need to watch the one previous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I was gonna say though, the beginning movie. This is another thing that I just found funny because it was just a random thought that entered my head. I was who is the analyst or mission briefing creator that builds all these insane graphics? It's got maps and little bars, and it's it does its little conspiracy board,
Yeah.
tree and everything. And I'm who is just oh man, Ethan's really gonna like this. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, Ethan's really gonna like this one.
Yeah, why are they always going after the operatives, and how come they're never asking the questions of who's building these plans and these missions and shit? How come they're not going after top brass?
Yeah. Well, it's just, I'm just wondering, like, who puts together the graphics for these
dude.
messages? Like, they're so in depth for what's coming. Like, there's animations and fades and wipes. And
In that package could have just been papers.
yeah, exactly. Or like just simple, like, because it's all on film.
And a
It could have just
recording.
been like fucking like little shots of who he needs to see and where he needs to go. But nope. We've got digital maps, and it just made me laugh. I was like, "Who's putting these together?"
Yeah, I mean, I guess it fits within the theme of the movie because every time they're going over stuff on their computer, it's always animated maps and all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
So I get
There's
it.
zooms and pans.
Yeah.
And it's just funny to me. Like I'm just like, who's the guy? Just like, oh man, this will look really cool. Yeah, dude. Like he's got it in After Effects. Yeah.
It's true. I think that's funny. And furthermore, I also want to know who these people are.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like somebody's just got Adobe Flash and it's only dedicated to building these things.
Like, yeah, they know all this information.
Yeah,
Why don't they just go kill that guy?
why don't they just go get the well, that's kind of what Get Smart's all about.
Oh, great.
Get Smart's a good movie, right?
I didn't watch it.
I know you didn't because you have terrible taste.
Anyway, yes, it's getting 4.5 thumbs up
Yes.
from Mighty Movie Pod.
Yes.
It is our movie
Out of 5.
It is our movie of actual summer. So there you go.
Yes. Deep summer.
Deep summer
Deep.
favorite.
Hot, sweaty summer.
Yes. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the audience, Josh?
We could talk about Kristen Bell and Kelsey Grammer's Netflix movie.
I'm not talking about that.
Why not?
What am I going to say?
They go on a cruise.
It's exactly
They bond as father and daughter.
It was almost as if somebody like had an algorithm to like figure out what grandma wants to watch, and then they made it into a movie. And it
Twice. Didn't we just watch a movie like this with
Yes.
Sudeikis?
Yeah, we did. We most definitely did. And that one was probably worse because it tried to act like it was cooler.
I'll be honest.
And this one
I
did
thought
not.
it was much worse than this one.
Yeah.
I actually thought this one, begrudgingly, it was
Yeah.
kind of like, it's pretty
This one it held no punches. It's like, yo,
like every time they raised the beat, you were like, yeah, of course, yeah, he's dying. Oh wait, no, he's not.
it is not.
Oh, of course, he's in financial. Oh wait, no, he's not.
No, it's not.
Oh well, he's got everything together. He genuinely just wanted to spend time with his kid.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, but I mean, that's
Yeah,
the
it's like-
highest praise
It's like the
I can
joke.
offer it.
It's like it was just a switch up of
Yeah.
like in 90 minutes my penis is going to solve all your problems. It was just relationship with your estranged dad is going to solve all your problems.
Yep.
You won't become a workaholic anymore.
Yeah, you'll stop
And-
being a fuddy dud.
And in the middle they had
Seth
fucking-
Rogen.
Yeah, well, he was only in it cuz his wife directed the movie.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Cuz his character was just like,
The worst.
can we put his name on the box?
Yeah, exactly. Well, the one thing that I thought was funny was he's like, I've never smoked anything in my life.
Oh, and
And I was
that was
like-
also the joke is like, it's Seth Rogen and he
Yeah.
plays a character that's not
I
like
was
him
like,
at all.
Seth Rogen doesn't smoke weed. Wow,
He's
we're-
not typecast.
That's some deep. He's really going outside of his range. With
Yeah,
this
exactly.
one.
That was yeah, like it would like it's worse than being like I don't want not want to talk about it because it's bad.
Yeah.
It's worse than bad.
Yeah.
It is so vanilla.
It's that
Fucking-
movie. It's that movie.
I
number
watched
4.
it on TBS.
Yeah.
But it's on Netflix, so I don't know. What can I talk about?
There's nothing really to talk about. I brought it up as a joke, but we kind of ended up
Talked
going
about
into
it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, you seem very serious when you said why not? Shit, man.
I tried to get you to talk about another movie recently, and you got really mad.
That's true. I refuse.
You actually yelled on me. You actually yelled at me after we were.
I might bring it up if the situation calls for it.
Yeah.
If there's a theme we want to,
I think we brought it up briefly the last time
I think
we
I did.
recorded.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
if there's a theme that I want to explore, that it fits into, which is
Yeah,
a possibility.
Yeah,
I might bring it
we've
up.
been kicking around an idea for an off. We just saw this movie topic podcast, kind of like our Star Wars one that we did the other day,
Exactly.
which sprang from a movie we just saw.
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part. It was a little belated, but yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this thrilling edition of the Mighty Movie Pod. Josh, tell them where they can find our shit.
On the internet.
There you go. You heard it here.
We got an email. I don't remember the email.
First of all, you can find us on
Okay, shut up. I'm not swinging my head around like a jackass, though. You can find us on every podcast streaming app.
Your
except
favorite.
your favorite one. Find it. Stitcher, iTunes,
Google Play,
Podcast Addict. I think we're not on Spotify because
nobody's on Spotify.
Because they're mean.
No, nobody's on Spotify.
Yeah, nobody's on Spotify unless you got like $1 bajillion. Yeah, we're wherever you want to find us. We got a Twitter, we got an email, we got a YouTube's.
Twitter is at MightyFishPod. You can email us at mightyfishpodcast@gmail.com. We are also on twitch.tv/mightyfishproductions. Keep an eye out on that.
He just said no, you shouldn't. We don't do anything there.
And yeah, I think that'll do it. I have been your most humbled host.
Ryan's much better at the outro than I am. I apologize for wasting your time.
I tried to get him to do it, but it was because I knew he was going to fail horribly. So trying to change it up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I'm never prepared for it. You got to like tell me beforehand.
No, I put you on the spot.
No, I refuse.
Where does the comedy come from if not
very
putting
true.
you on the spot?
Yeah. You just got to make me be socially awkward.
That's what it is. All right, I have been Ryan.
I'm still Josh.
And we will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Later.
We're out of here.